Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Today we're going to talk a little Tetris, but just a little bit. How about the world's smallest Tetris here from Super Impulse and their world's smallest Tiny Arcade Tetris. Let's have a look. Okay, so here we have the Super Impulse Tiny Arcade Tetris. This one I'm pretty excited about. Tetris is a great little game, and I think it'll transition very, very well to the small screen. You can see once again, like the other Super Impulse boxes, they're with the standard plastic with some nice bright artwork on the front. There is a Try Me button. Of course, it does include 3 AAA batteries, so you can see the demo of the game. And the screen is, I can see it already, is very crisp, just like all the other Super Impulse units. And in the box, you got some nice artwork. Now, Tetris has such a weird and twisted history. I would definitely look up online some information on how this really came to be. It's kind of funny, this did come from the Soviet Union, and there was so many espionage and twists and lies and software sales. It's amazing to see how Tetris actually made it here to the States, and the poor programmer who basically took almost 15 to 20 years before he even saw a dime from his own creation, because the Soviet Union back then didn't allow people to get money for their creation, so the government actually got the money for Tetris. And the huge rivalry between Nintendo, Spectrum Holobyte, and even Atari, it's just really crazy. So definitely look up the history of Tetris. But back to this here, you can see once again it is a marketed as a keychain. I do wish they'll put a demo mode on here so you can use these as Christmas tree ornaments. But again, the box itself and the artwork looks really, really good. So not too much to show on the box itself, other than it's something that would catch your eye on the shelf. And again, these will go for around $12.95 at Wal-Mart, around $19.95 at Cracker Barrel, and of course on eBay they're around $24. So let's get this guy out of the box and take a look at the game itself. Okay, once again you can see that they use the same design that they've used in all their other Tiny Arcades. Very solid, very well made case. It doesn't feel flimsy at all. The speaker you can see is on the bottom with the little feet. The decals once again are put on very, very well. On this one here, there is again just a little problem here with the decal for the marquee light. Not too bad, not as bad as the Cubert, that's for sure. But these both were not as well put on as all the previous ones I had. But still not as bad as the Cubert. Again, we have the decal down here with the 2 coins. Once again, I feel that this should have been 1 coin, your little Tetris pyramid here, and then another coin versus the one above each other, because you would never see the coins like that in the arcade machine. I know this is not, but if you're trying to put that look into it with the coins, you should at least put 1 here and 1 on the other side to make it symmetrical like there would have been in the arcade machine. And again, on the other side, the decal's put on very well. You can see on the back here, it is designed to be a keychain holder, or if Super Impulse listens to me and put a demo mode that keeps it powered on, a nice Christmas tree ornament. Again, Hallmark does things like this that don't work. You can have a fully working one on your Christmas tree if they would put that full play demo mode on. There is a screw hole for the battery compartment here, which is pretty standard, and they do include 3 AAA batteries. So if your machine's not working, you may need to replace them. But for the most part, the batteries last a very long time. And then you have your on-off button back here. You want to turn it to the off position and back to on to turn off the demo mode and put it on the actual gameplay mode. And you can see right here, I'll move it a little bit closer here, we have play, score, and options, and we have our joystick and 2 buttons. So let's see what our options are. I'm going to go down to here and hit the button. Okay, we have sound volume, go 100%. Music, I guess we could put a different music in here. I'm not sure. Let's go back down to music. Or maybe not. How do we select it? Okay, move the joystick. So I can turn the music on and off. Sound effects, on or off. Hard drop, on or off. And then done. We'll leave everything the standard play. So I'm going to go to the play button here. And let's try it out. I'm going to hold it, I think, this way here. And so you can see it good on the camera. And let's try it out. So we have some good Tetris tunes, and we have our block. You can move our block over to the left and to the right. If I press down on the joystick, it should drop it. It does if you hold the stick down, which is good. Some games You press it once, it'll drop it immediately. Here you can kind of control how you drop it. And of course you can rotate your bricks. And you see over here, the next one's coming down the line, which is kind of nice. The buttons, very responsive to my inputs for turning it. There's not much more to say. I mean, it is Tetris, which is a game that just about everyone loves. It's very easy to pick up and start, playing. There we go. Of course, this is one of the games that actually, made the Nintendo Game Boy as big as it was, versus the Atari Lynx, even though it was a better machine with color. Tetris has really sold millions of those Game Boys. And my buddy over Arcade USA, Willie, is going to do a whole episode on the anniversary of Tetris. That should be coming up soon. I think next month he'll have a video on that. But I mean, the screen here is like absolutely perfect for Tetris, because the other games, although they're still very playable and I think they're great, this is very blocky, as it should be, because it's Tetris. Very easy to make out all the different patterns, which is excellent. Although I'm probably going to stink putting these things down. The music is perfect for Tetris. See if we get some blocks taken out here. And there goes one. And of course I'm starting on level 1, so it's dropping at a speed an old man like me can handle. See if I get a little closer for you guys to see it here. There we go. I mean, this is something you can really just play for hours, and this wouldn't cause any eye strain, because the size of the sprites you're going to see here. So very neat. I want to see if we can change the levels or anything like that. See if I can just actually kill the game here real quick. Alright, so we ended the game. You can see you can put your name in here. So put in Glen's Retro Show. There we go, nice high score. And of course the marquee top here does light up, which is another great point of these little tiny arcades. And I'm not sure if we could skip the different levels. I'm going on to options again. I didn't see an option for that here. Nope. So you always start at the beginning of the game. There's no way to, I guess, jump ahead to a higher level. But it's still a very, very fun game. I mean, it's Tetris. It's done very well. The sound is spot on. These little joysticks that they use, I've actually used these a couple of my projects. They're just very, very responsive. So there's no problem with controls in any of the tiny arcades. And again, because these blocks are just that, blocks, there's no problem, even if you have bad eyes like me, that you can't make out the shapes and put them in the right positions. So let me give you some final thoughts, because I mean, this is really pretty fun. Okay, so what's my final thoughts of the Super Impulse Tetris? Once again, they've done a really, really nice job. I know a lot of companies make these small little handheld games, but there's not one yet from Super Impulse that I have not truly enjoyed or been impressed on the quality of the gameplay. Again, their cases are very solid. They could go in your pocket, your purse. You could put keys on them. They would definitely survive all that. They definitely handle a small kid dropping this a couple of times. They're that solid. The screen, all of them have always been very, very sharp. But again, for Tetris, it's even that much better because the graphics used in the game are big blocks. So there's no problem there. The sound effects, the light up marquee. The only negative I can give for this one here again is just the marquee decal is just not put on as it was in previous generations of their machines. It was just put on better. It looks like here it's put on almost like an afterthought. It's fixable, but it's just something I want to notice as a negative on this particular one. But for the important parts, the gameplay, the sounds, everything else, the controls, it's excellent. And again, you see this at Walmart for $12.95. It's a no-brainer to pick this up. Even at $19 at Cracker Barrel, I think that's not a bad deal for the fun you're going to have with this little guy. So I want to thank you all for watching. And remember, everyone, game on.